everybody. You've probably noticed that we've been having a beautifully mild winter so far in Abruzzo, and that's not to say that we won't get a sudden bout of snow or frost in March, but I thought I would capitalise on this wonderful weather and start my planting for the year. So this morning I headed to the market and picked up some onions, some different types of lettuce, some tomatoes and a few other bits and pieces, and today I'm going to make a start on planting them in my veg patch. I say veg patch, it's actually enormous. I feel like that undersells it slightly. I think it's probably too risky to put the tomatoes out just yet, but the other bits and pieces I can definitely make a start on, and my mum, who's a gardening expert, is here to help me as well, so I'm very lucky. So this is the area for planting. It's a little bit smaller than what I had last year, but I ended up with lots of produce left over, so keeping it a little bit smaller this time, but still plenty of room to plant everything I need. So here we've got 3 different types of lettuce, 14 of each, and then we've got yellow onions and red onions along the back there, if you can see. My mum's just found a whole pile of twigs which she said would be great for growing peas up because they don't need an awful lot of support, so she's popping those in now. And then we've also found a whole pile of seeds that I had from last year. It's probably a bit early to start trying to plant those, or at least not straight into the ground, so we might have to put those into little planters first, but we'll see. It's all going well so far. Whilst I was planting, I also discovered these 2 huge pieces of land which I didn't think were mine previously. So I'm thinking of planting some vines or maybe growing some truffles here. Let me know what you think and if you have any experience or tips. Good morning. Today is San Giuseppe, which also happens to be Father's Day in Italy. Now, unfortunately, my father's too ill to travel at the moment, so I won't be seeing him today. But before I bought this place, I rented a lovely little apartment in a gorgeous mountain village called San Martino sulla Marrucina, and their patron saint happens to be San Giuseppe. So on this day, every year, they have an amazing celebration. As you know, I love a procession anyway, but this one is particularly gorgeous because of the way they decorate the saint so beautifully, and the mountain backdrop is just stunning. So I'm about to head back there, catch up with a few friends, have something to eat, and of course take part in this wonderful procession.
Di San Giuseppe nel venir prescelto sposo di Maria, padre putativo di Gesù e capo della Santa Famiglia. Padre nostro che sei nei cieli. Il Signore è con te, tu sei benedetta fra le donne, benedetto il frutto del tuo seno, Gesù. Benedetto il frutto del tuo seno, Gesù.
Now, of course, being an Italian celebration, there is a food associated with this event, and these are zeppole di San Giuseppe, which is a type of choux bun filled with patisserie cream and usually topped with an amarena cherry. I'm going to leave you while I enjoy this lovely tray of food with my coffee. The chickens are doing well and still laying prolifically, but unfortunately we lost Tartufo, who was carried off by a buzzard. Don Diego continues to be an absolute menace to anyone who dares to come near him, but at least he's happy with his cream cakes. As for Tabitha, she has been doing really well. Her belly is growing bigger by the day, but in terms of her character, we've had a few ups and downs. We were going through a nice period where we were having picnics with the dog and she was playing quite nicely. But then unfortunately, one day I noticed that her hair was sticking up a bit like a mohawk, and suddenly she started to try and beat the front door down with her head, which was interesting. So now I have to lock the front door at all times with the key. I'm not really sure what's caused it. I think she might be jealous that the dog lives inside and she doesn't, or it could be boredom. So to try and combat this, I bought her a snuffle mat and I've been hiding little dog biscuits within all the pockets. So that seems to have been keeping her entertained. Plus, in the nice weather, she's really enjoyed having a splish splosh in her water bowl. So I've ordered her a nice bath. Little Booby has been as good as gold as always, and we've been out for some lovely walks in the sunshine, but she has been suffering a little with the heat. It's reached the early 20s now and she's panting a lot, so after a week of furminating to remove all the excess fur, I've started to do her big spring trim to give her a nice short breathable haircut. That's what we've been up to for the last couple of weeks. I've also got some work planned for the house, so hopefully soon I'll be able to show you my new bathroom, which arrived today, and a little kind of structure which is going to join the main house to the big kitchen, which is currently outside, but more on that later. I've also got to start pruning the olive trees this week, which I've never done before, and it's going to be really hard work and could be completely disastrous. I really don't want to kill off the trees and ruin the harvest this year, so I will make another video on that. I hope you've enjoyed this one and see you soon.